Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Nada Yada Island.
I knew I deserved so much more, so I left. I finally switched to Metro and got what I was looking for.
Get one line for only $25 a month with AutoPay. Just bring your phone to Metro and experience all the data you want on the largest 5G network. That's Nada Yada Yada, only at Metro by T-Mobile.
First month is $30. Bring your number and ID. Offer not available if with T-Mobile or with Metro in the past 180 days.
Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. The app is simple. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Download the Prize Picks Daily Fantasy Sports app today and use code FIELD and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code FIELD on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
I knew it. Another Herdat Media production.
Hey, Shantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
I miss you.
You do?
Kind of.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It just feels like it's been forever that we've podcast. And I am someone, when something happens, like I want a podcast then and there. And Chantel's been in Puerto Rico. So we have not been able to. She didn't bring a computer. She didn't bring nothing. And then we'll talk about what she went through because she's gone through quite a bit. But before we do that, I did want to talk about this and touch on this because it's so weird how things happen in life. You know, Jerseylicious, the show, came on how long ago, Shantel? Was it in like 2009 or
Yeah.
20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we were all so addicted to the show and we randomly decided to do this rewatch and start bringing the guests on the show. And so we've had Tracy on so far. We've had Frankie. Frankie talked to Lorenzo and said Lorenzo wants to come on. Lorenzo followed us on, All About to Reach podcast. We were planning on having Lorenzo and we were thinking of doing it with Frankie together. We even reached out to Filippo and we have something scheduled for Anthony because I see all over Reddit and just everywhere that everyone loves. And even on TikTok, our videos go viral on TikTok when it comes to Jerseylicious. And it's so heartbreaking because we just did interview with Frankie and everyone loved it. Everyone loved hearing from him. And he talked about Lorenzo, just like Tracy has, and they all kept up with each other. And he says, I'm going to go see Lorenzo today. And Lorenzo passed away yesterday.
That is so sad.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. He's so young and he looked, great. If you go look at his Instagram page, he went through, and I guess I didn't even realize it because, when the whole Tracy stuff happened, we followed Filippo, Filippo followed us and then Lorenzo followed us and Frankie, and we were all following him and we were all planning on doing interviews with them all. And I never really paid attention to his actual Instagram. And he, in August, went through a horrible motorcycle accident that literally, he put pictures of it on his Instagram where his head blood's coming out of his head. His whole face is demolished, everything. And please don't quote me, but in the caption, it basically says, God gave me another chance. I've always believed in God, but he says, I've put it on the back burner. And he's like, and by the grace of God, I'm alive. I shouldn't be alive right now, but I'm alive. And it's been a a year of hell and I'm alive. And it's because of God. And this brought me closer to God because God saved me. And
I'm so sad.
And then there's a picture of him and his dad. And I don't think his dad was involved in the motorcycle accident. It was a big thing in Jersey, or I don't know if they live in New York, but it was a big thing. There's this huge article on it and stuff. And his dad, Chanel, reminds me of your dad, this little old cute dad, and he seems so close to dad. And his dad went through something very traumatic in the hospital. And he just kept saying, this is a year from hell, but we're going to get through it. We got through it. And he looks so great and everything. And I saw, it was weird, Shantel. I never check our YouTube page. I never do. Shantel runs our YouTube page. Shantel loves our YouTube page. I never look at it. And it was weird. I randomly looked at it last night. It was it was very late last night, and someone commented and said, how weird that you just interviewed Frankie. Frankie brings up Lorenzo and he just passed away. And I was like, I respond, I go, what are you talking about? And then I go look at Frankie's Instagram and I look at Tracy's Instagram, and 1 hour before they say rest in peace. And I know we did make a statement on X, and everyone's heartbroken, and on our Instagram story. And people, we don't know what happened. I did read on Reddit there could have been an accident, which would just be insane, but I don't know that to be true. I just know it's not. I spoke with some of his friends, I don't want to say who said it's not drug related. He didn't take his life, nothing like that. But I don't know. It made me just so sad. This is someone who's young and he still has his whole life ahead of him. He seemed like he was dating a girl, and he hadn't even started his life, I feel like, fully yet. And
I'm sure even with you, even with us, because you guys, we've reached out, well, most of our extent have reached out to Tracy, to Frankie, all these people, and she's bringing it up back in their memories, all these times that they had with the show. And it's just crazy because I'm sure they're thinking about it more now too. And then look how this happened.
It's crazy because we've been talking to Alexa, and I've been talking to her, and when I talk to her, I see what she went through, and I'm so empathetic about it because I'm just Alexa has told me some deep stuff, and we're trying to get her on the podcast. We have, and I don't know if Anthony's still going to do it next Tuesday, but we have an interview with him next Tuesday, and Alexa's gone through some crazy stuff. And I was just thinking, even with Frankie's life and just Tracy's life, I'm like, dude, did this show, would their life be completely different if it wasn't for the show right now? They went through some crazy shit. Would their life be different? Would Lorenzo's life have been different, or would it have been just the same? I don't know. But we just want to say rest in peace to him, who was young. He was so handsome, and everyone had amazing things to say about him. And we're just praying for his family. We're praying for Frankie and Tracy, because Frankie and Tracy kept in contact with him. They were still in communication with him. And even if the ones who didn't, that was part of part of their life. So it was a moment of someone being part of your life. And it's just so crazy because it's the year that we brought Jerseylicious back, where we're talking about it. And for him to pass, this is the second person from that cast to pass. And it just reminds you, life is really, really short. And I don't know, I just wanted to make sure that we say something because we were absolutely heartbroken. I texted Shantel at 2 a.m. I texted her husband because she lost her phone, she couldn't even believe it. And it's just
when did he tell me? I don't even know what he said. He said it to me, and my mouth went to the floor. Wait, no, what do you mean? Because as he was reading it out loud, so he's who's that? Because he doesn't know. And I was just so shocked.
It's crazy because had we been more on top of it, we would have heard his side one last time, and it's my fault because I wasn't on top of it when it came to him or Filippo or anything. So I don't know. It's just really sad. And I can tell he's very close with his parents and his dad specifically. And I'm just oh my God, that man, that father is never, just when that hockey thing happened, Shantel, and you saw the clips of those two guys, that dad, when his kids left, his soul left with them, and it's just really heartbreaking. So I know a lot of you guys are what happened? We honestly don't know. So I'm sure, I don't know if we'll know, but does it even matter at this, at this point? It's just a very sad, tragic thing. And it reminds us all life is very short. Hug your kids, hug your family, your friends, make every day count, as cliche as it sounds, because tomorrow's literally not promised. And it's just eye-opening for that. But just wanted to talk about that. I know we're going to switch gears. I hate when we do that, when we talk about something serious and then we switch gears, but
yeah, no, because now I can't even complain at all because
I know.
Not okay.
I'm sorry. Well, I know. Yeah, that would sound really bad, but I mean, it's fine. You're not, you were honestly so positive about it. I was actually shocked. Shantel has been in Puerto Rico for the last week, and she called me and she was laughing and she's like, dude, I lost my phone. And I was like, why are you laughing?
Yeah, you guys, I was we were in the rainforest. It's the only rainforest in the United States. Did you know that, Roxanne?
in United States. No, I guess
Yeah.
I was about to say Costa Rica, and then I would sound like a dumbass.
That's South America, but yeah, okay. So like, I'm on this like trail and like we get to the end and there's like these waterfalls and these like pools and we knew that there's gonna be some water that you can like swim in. So we were prepared and we like had our bathing suits on and all those things. And I'm in the water, like we're like hanging around, like having the best time because after like a long hike and you get into the water, it feels so good. And we're just swimming for like 30 minutes in these things, having the best time. I'm taking the best videos. And you guys, I put my phone on a rock. And it wasn't just the first rock. Like I put my phone on multiple rocks and I would look to make sure it wasn't slipping. But this one so happened, my husband ended up saying like, oh, come here, just like, let's enjoy the moment. So like, I was like, okay, let me put my phone down. And then I looked back, you guys, not even 1 minute later, my phone is gone. We were in the waters for like 40 minutes looking for this thing. Like I thought I was like the Little Mermaid going into the crevices. Like Roxanne, like, my feet, our feet, like we're big feet. Like my feet were fitting into every single thing. I don't know how, because I was like jamming it in there, trying to find my phone and I couldn't find it.
I know. I just felt because for me, that would ruin my own trip. I know we all rely on our phone, but there's so many reasons why we rely on our phone. So
oh yeah, it was very like I wasn't that mad because I feel like
he was honestly fine. That would have ruined my whole trip.
Yeah, I know. I was like to my husband, let's like after like 30 minutes of looking, probably I was like, okay, it's fine. We're not gonna find it. Let's go. He was looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, it's fine. Like it's I was praying. It wasn't I was praying to St. Anthony. He wasn't doing anything. Like I was like, let's go.
Anthony, where were you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I was you guys. I was even on my trip down. Like I kept like saying funny things about Mother Nature because I was in the rainforest and I was like, Mother Nature, and like look what Mother Nature did to me. She didn't like me very much in that rainforest, but. Yeah, it was just, I didn't care as much, but what I did care about, what ended up happening is that our flight got delayed 18 hours. Okay, you guys, 18 hours ended up getting delayed to the next day. So like I was at an airport for like 7 hours of that with no phone, no nothing. Like I did not have an iPad, a laptop, nothing. Like there was no form of entertainment, not even a book. And like I like to read, everything is on our phone, which is just crazy. I couldn't even log into anything on my husband's phone because that stupid multi-factor authentication nowadays. It's like everything is back on your phone. Like I couldn't even log into my iCloud because it said verify with your phone. Like, isn't that the dumbest thing? Clearly I can't get to my phone. So why would I verify with my phone?
Right. Oh my gosh. That is,
it was a shit show, but we finally got home today. It was an amazing trip though. So
yeah, it looked beautiful. And did any of your pictures save?
No, like none of my, like from the first night they did, but then after that they didn't save.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wow.
I know, you guys. It's crazy, crazy.
I mean, we're all jealous that you're sitting here going to Costa Rica. We need a plan better. Puerto Rico. We need, we need a plan better for your next trip, which is in a week. I cannot with you. Because
we planned pretty good though. Like we had one,
we had the Frankie interview. That's for sure.
And then I was supposed to come home last night and we were just going to do it as normal, because, 1 day late for Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City and like would have been fine. But me getting delayed, like definitely screwed us over.
And now it's 8 p.m. on Friday evening. So
yeah, here we are.
A little late. So just so you guys know, the Justin Baldoni lawsuit came out and it was 200 pages, 180, I think, pages. And your girl Roxanne went through every single page. And I'm telling you, this probably took me 4 hours. So,
wow.
Yeah. And a lot of you guys were asking.
You have notes? Like you have like a whole podcast, an hour-long podcast for us?
I do. I do already have it. I've written, a lot of the stuff from the New York Times stuff was on there, especially towards like the last, like I would say 90 pages, I feel. I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating, but the last end of it, you could just tell. Like the first half was new information and the last half was like the things from the New York Times one. So, the
only thing I've seen, and it's because obviously it's Taylor, there's the only, because like that's made headlines, is like
everyone's like DMing talking shit about Taylor and they're like, haha, Shantel, Taylor Swift.
Oh God. No, the only thing I saw though is like the actual text. So I'm curious to see what you're going to say about it and stuff. But that was I'm
curious to see what you're going to say. So yeah, we'll have an episode on that after this episode is released. We'll make sure to record one and we're going to cover that. And Chantel's going to be shooketh by everything. And the fact that after all of it and all the texts and everything, that Blake Lively is still doubling down. So
so she is like, she's not going to, you've heard from her side.
He just basically said, typical man. When a woman says sexual harassment, you try to downplay it.
Oh
Or
my God.
yeah, like she's oh my God, based on his lawsuit, man, someone needs to, her and Ryan, someone needs to like tell her, you lost this one. It's okay. If 90% of the population right now is agreeing with Justin Baldoni and you guys haven't even went to court yet, you know that the court is going to, the jurors are going to feel the same damn way. So like, what are you doing? You know, there's going to be a discovery. I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot to talk about with that. So we will get into that. What else has been happening? I feel like it's just been one of those weird weeks and I'm jealous of Shantel and I've been trying to plan a trip for my family, but I haven't found anything. So that's where we're at right now.
If you're from like the Midwest or the East Coast, like it is, if you can, like it's just like a must to like try to leave in January, February because it's so dreadful.
It's just like, it's depressing here. It's very, very depressing. The weather sucks. You can't even go out. Although I just came back from skiing lessons and then my husband and I took the kids to dinner and now they're all sleeping. So that's nice. But it was the Salt Lake City finale. And did you watch that, Shantel?
Oh, yes. I watched both things on the plane. So I was living my best life.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the Salt Lake City one or the Beverly? Okay. So what did we think about the episode?
Oh my God, wait, that was the weirdest finale I've ever, now I'm thinking about it because I'm going to my notes. Like that was the weirdest finale I've ever seen in my life.
Why do you say that?
The whole dinner at the end was so, I can't wait to get your thoughts. Like, did you not think it was staged? Like, did you not think that was weird what the game that they played?
I just feel like that is like, how do you even find a text? Like, how do you even go and say, what is the worst text? Because in the finale, Heather's like, I think to move forward, we all go through our phone and whatever the worst text we have on, you can pick whoever it is. It's the worst text that you have that you'd be scared for them to say. You've said it behind their back. You are going to give it to that person, let them read it, and then you're going to clear the air. And I was just like, this is so unhinged and this is so toxic. And that's why I like, I feel like back in the day, that's why I loved Kardashians because they were family that it was like real. They would really get irritated about real things that we all would. And none of us would play this game in the real world. Like we wouldn't play this game. I still think it was a really great, interesting season finale, but it's like, damn, these shows are super, super toxic.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like the fact that like every single girl was crying, like that is, I don't know. I just was so sad for all of them. Like to sit there, like maybe it was cathartic for some of them and they felt like there was a good.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but like, yeah, to sit there and hear like, no, everyone has an opinion about you. That doesn't mean we need to hear those opinions. Like, I'm sure people don't like me. I don't want to hear that though. Like, no one wants to sit there. It's like protect my bubble. Like, I wouldn't want to read a text message of like one of my friends sending another person about me. Like, that would make me so sad.
Would if I ever looked through your phone, would there be a text about me that you said that was negative?
I don't think so, to be honest.
I don't know. You just actually paused.
Yeah, because I had to think about it.
What would it be? I don't feel.
Like most probably we would say about each other is like she's so annoying, blah blah blah. Like it it wouldn't be like
like it'd be like she's so fucking annoying.
Her husband sucked the guy's dick. Like what is happening here?
Like I feel like it would be like she's so annoying about this, like something with a podcast where it's like I have to wait, and then I'm sure vice versa. Like it would be like something like that.
Not us playing the game right now.
I know, right? But no, but even that, like I don't even think I have that, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Like I was just
thinking, what I think in my head maybe where I'm like, oh great, now we have to do them all Friday evening. And I actually, because I did complain to Jacob about it when we were on our way home, and I was like, yeah, I have to do like all the podcasts like this evening. And Jacob's like, you have nothing to do. What do you care? Yeah, you're right. Like I literally have nothing to do. I was like, but I just like hate when we're not on top of things. And he's like, it's fine. It's 1 week. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Let's start from the top because real quick, because I did write notes. So like, I'll go through them. I know sometimes we like just do brief, topics of the show, but I feel like this was a good episode where we get where Meredith is like, Meredith and Heather are having breakfast and Meredith somehow scratched her cornea. Do we believe this? Like she's wearing like an eye.
I mean, I don't know why she would lie about that.
She just is so like she's like just
heavily medicated.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like these ladies are batshit crazy because she's like telling Heather she apologized, but I never heard her once apologize for what happened last night. And Heather's like, okay, and like they just move on, but like it's like, what is happening here?
Whatever happened to Meredith and Seth's podcast?
Oh, never. Like you, Rexine, you know this. Like people start podcasts and they don't finish it.
Oh, okay. You just said, oh, never. I had asked what had happened. So what? It just like it died.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, people like start podcasts and they never like finish it. Let's see though, just to make sure.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I feel like their relationship is super, super odd though.
Yeah, the last episode was February 2nd, 2024. And then before that was like November.
Yeah, everyone starts with that. We don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Then, what did you think about Heather's theme of a lunch where they all get dressed up and look like Lisa?
Oh yeah, that was part of the season finale. I mean, I thought it was funny. It was like a cute kiki, but also I don't want to get my feelings hurt on a vacation.
Yeah. And, like where like they're impersonating her.
Yeah, and you saw what Whitney did. And yeah, some of it's funny. I can take a joke, but then you saw what Whitney did where she left tags on her shirt. And like, that's not funny. I don't know if it's true with Lisa, but that's not funny. I mean, but I get it, you know. I guess that's part of the Real Housewives charm is like the shade. But I don't know if I'd want to be on the receiving end.
For sure. But you know what? The fact that all of her impersonations were something about being materialistic says a lot about your character. And like, it kind of gave me the ick with her. It's just like too much. Like that's like all she cares about is, you know, brands and what she does and the high life. And like, and I know that's why we like housewives sometimes because they're rich, but like, it doesn't have to be thrown in your face all the time. And your friendship definitely shouldn't have to be like that. You know, people shouldn't have to think that about you.
When you're rich, you don't have to speak on it. And when you do, it is a turnoff. And that goes for anyone on any franchise. I think I could think of one person on each franchise who acts like that. And I don't like it. And that's why I feel like Beverly Hills is a little bit more successful because they don't need to do that. They're rich. You know what's so funny? I saw a TikTok of this girl and she was like, I didn't know that we were watching how do you say Potomac? Potomac. And she's like, every single one of these damn ladies are poor. Why am I watching this shit? And I was like dying. And I was like, that's actually kind of true. Is that none of them really flaunt their wealth. And then when Monique was on the show and she had multiple houses, they all like made fun of her over it. And it was like, wait, that's why we watch the show. You know, we watch that. So
yeah, I want to see you rich, but I don't want to hear about your designer clothes and like, no, like it's just a lot. It's like sometimes if it's like fun, but it's like when that's all you talk about and that's all your friendships think about you, I think that's like says a lot about your character and like maybe you need to do some soul searching.
Yeah.
But at this lunch, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say at this lunch, we see where Brittany like tells them that she's mad at all of them and they all do the same thing. Like, why is she so delulu here?
I just don't take her seriously at all. And if they cast her again, something's wrong with them. So I literally just do not take her seriously.
Yeah. She makes this face. She goes, clearly I don't have any friends here. Like that is, you guys, that is like high school stuff, like wanting attention from somebody and like acting so desperate. Yeah. But then this is a scene where like basically Angie gets up and follows her and someone else did too. I think it was maybe Lisa. I don't know who else followed her. And I think it was Lisa. And this is where Mary gets so pissed off. She gets so pissed off that Angie followed her because she's like, I don't like this girl. This girl doesn't like me. And like, why would Angie, you know, like go and do that? What did you think about Angie even doing that?
Yeah, I mean, Mary, I feel like what we saw from her was that she said, you know, I opened up to Angie. I've told her everything, you know, and she values her relationship with Angie. I definitely thought when Angie comes back and she's like, Mary, what's wrong? Like, you seem to be upset. I feel like Mary's approach was really, really harsh, but she also has trauma in her life that may explain that. But I was, you know, Angie is truly a good friend because she kept pushing and kept saying, like, I want to make it right with you. I don't want you to feel this way. And I was a little taken aback by Mary acting that way, especially when Angie initially was like, what's wrong? And Mary kept, you know, kind of shitting on her life. It was a little scare. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, like I feel like I just wanted to shake Mary and just be like, have a damn combo with your friend. Like, why are you jumping to conclusions?
And in front of everybody.
Yeah. And like you had said it before, like, I'm done with her. And it's like, you just have a conversation. Like, I didn't like that you did that. And then she could have explained herself and said like, listen, I'm so sorry. Like what, just like how they did. But for you to say like, I'm done with you. And then I got really emotional though on the scene. I don't know why. Like I felt so bad for Angie and I felt so bad for Miri. Like they're both crying. I'm like, wow, this is just, you could tell they care a lot about each other.
That's so weird that you got emotional over that.
I know. I don't know why. Maybe I was like crying with my phone on the plane and I was just thinking.
Yeah, you were just tired and needed to go home. Your plane was delayed a day. Like
yeah. But honestly though, the season really, like, I know someone had asked us one time, like, who is the MVP? And it really does go to Miri because she's given us the laughs. She's given us the cries. Like I've cried twice now because of her, maybe even 3 times. Like she really is, like, she did so well this season opening up. And like, she's just such a great star for the season. I can't wait to see like if Andy gives her kudos at the reunion.
I mean, we do see that. We see everyone cry if you look at the preview, we see everyone cry and it's over the Miri stuff.
Oh,
so,
maybe I didn't see that yet. So like, I'm excited.
So distraught. But I mean, yeah, this opens the door for Heather to be like, let's all clear the air. And yeah, I don't like the game. I don't think the game is cool. And
whose text did you think was the worst? So I think we had basically, Miri showed Heather a text basically saying like, you've changed because you got like, you know, you've gotten so much, you think you've gotten so much more successful. That wasn't that bad. I feel like that was honest.
Yeah, I think what Heather said about Whitney was pretty bad.
Oh, that was bad. But like, yeah, that was bad. But like, again, I thought that was
she said like Whitney was so thirsty and
yeah, she said, and she goes like, and I sell her things and I have her things, my thing at my place, even though none of them sell or something. Like she says something like crazy about her business too.
That I felt like that one was the worst, where I'd be like, bro, like, are you okay?
Yeah, you know why I think that's the worst? Because they are really actually genuinely friends and like they're cousins, like long lost cousins. So it's like, there's like a relationship there. So it's kind of like, whoa.
I thought that was kind of intense. I'm not going to lie. I feel like that one was the worst.
Wait, no. How about Angie's text about Bronwyn? That was crazy.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even expect Angie to talk like that.
Yeah, I know. That kind of like made me like, Angie.
But then like Bronwyn got really upset about it initially. And I was like, I'm so confused because the whole Brittany thing, when she like sent it to Brittany, I don't know. She's honestly, I don't like Brittany, but she's so mean to Brittany. She's like, well, that's just how I feel. So it is what it is.
But no, you know what though? It's like she's being honest because we all feel that same way about Brittany. Like if it was something that, it was something that we're like, why is she doing that? That's kind of weird. No, Brittany is a problem. Like if I was Bronwyn or any of the ladies and Brittany was like around me, I would get so, I hate like desperate. I hate people that like act a certain way. I would die with this Brittany girl.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I get it. But I just don't think we'd be as bold.
I think the one thing about the whole, this text message thing is that I wouldn't even it's not even about hearing sometimes what the other person had to say. It's about who they said it to. So for example, like Whitney showed Lisa her text and it was like a crazy text, but she sent it to Angie. And so now Lisa's in her head like F this and got mad at Angie. And like I would too though. Like if let's say someone sent a text to you and you never told me about that text, like I'd be more mad at you than even the text itself.
I agree. I would too.
Yeah, like I thought that was like the most like crazy part about this. I'm like, oh my God, they're even saying who they sent it to. Like that's incriminating that person, even though that person just got a random text. Like, but it would make me like think twice.
What did Whitney say about Angie that made her absolutely freak out?
No, Lisa said something to Angie because basically in Whitney's text that she sent to Angie about Lisa. Yeah, she said something about like her husband and Lisa did like a swinger or three something, like a weird, like they hooked up with some other girl or a couple. And so that's what she heard apparently. So then like Lisa was giving an analogy, but like we've all know about the analogies, like hence New Jersey, don't give an analogy. And she said that to Angie. She's like, what if I said that Sean did that? And then Angie freaked the F out.
Do you think Lisa overreacted?
Yes.
Me too. I didn't like that because at the end of the day, a lot of them said shitty stuff and it was like, calm down. And then we find out that Whitney reached out to Monica and she's like, oh yeah, Lisa would feed stuff to Monica. And I don't believe Whitney. I don't believe that's true. I don't really care what Monica has to say about that stuff. I think that's so stupid for Whitney to even like go to Monica after like everything and what a big deal they all made it. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, that's why Heather got so mad, and like rightfully so.
Well, Heather hates Monica. I mean, people lost and stuff. And yeah, if I was Heather, I'd be like, really, Whitney, what the fuck are you doing? You know, she tried to, countersue my business. Like, what are you even doing right now? Reaching out to her and making her relevant and making her feel like you're fighting with Lisa and all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I'd been pissed.
Yeah. I would.
Like, that's like how the gang came up, because she's like, look, we all do all these things just for receipts, timeline, whatever, you know? So it made sense, but I definitely think that it was awkward and staged. Like I've never seen anything like that in a Housewives, and I was dying, like watching them read that to each other. I was just like, what? Holy shit.
Yeah. And Lisa and Meredith end up leaving, and Heather's like, oh, this is not the way I wanted the trip to end. It's like, shut up, Heather.
Yeah.
Shut up. And then, the next episode, the reunion looks great. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see, and just crazy that Salt Lake City is about to be over.
I know. It was a really good season, though.
I don't have too much to say on Beverly Hills. I just only thought we should discuss the whole thing with Kyle Dorit. I think we saw Kyle. Actually, there was. Did you write notes about it or no?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, we get to let me see real quick, because like they finish off. Hold on.
Okay, what?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because
because we left off the Viper room. So like that's what I was reading. I was like, let me make sure this is right. And so, they're still arguing with each other and going crazy. And then the one thing that I didn't want to talk about was Garcelle. She like basically cuts off the conversation, and then she asks Dorit, so like, how are you doing? Like, how are you like handling all this? And Dorit goes batshit crazy in the sense of like she thought she just like saw pigs flying. She's like, is this a joke? And she like gets
I thought that was a very fair assessment of what Dorit did to Garcelle, because I mean, for the last 2 years, Garcelle has made it very apparent that she cannot stand Dorit's ass. And, there's been a lot of things said about Dorit. And I mean, I would be like, really, Garcelle, now you want to be like, oh, well, how are things? And I don't know. I kind of felt like, okay, good job, Dorit. Call it out.
I agree. Like, I thought that it was fair for her to get up and be like, whoa, no, I'm not telling you how I feel. You don't even like me. Like,
all people, you've made it so apparent you don't like me. You've loved that I was in the last 2 years.
Yeah, like because she goes, is this a genuine question? She goes, of course, or something. Like, even if it was a genuine question, like, I wouldn't even feel comfortable telling anyone that. Like, you don't need to know anything about my private life at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Even in the same scene, we Kyle's just more explaining herself in her confessional. She's like, I thought we were in a better place with Dorit. Like, I can't believe she's doing this to me, but it's like, it's only been 2 days, really. Like, why do you think you're in such a better place? Did you guys hang out? Have you guys spoken really, like, outside of like you guys, filming the show? Like, what made you feel like you guys are in such a better place?
Yeah. I don't know if you've gotten or if it's going to skip to this, but what I found so interesting was when Kyle ends up going to Beau's house. And she's like, I want her to get to know me. I know that she has like Dorit in her ear and they're getting close. And I want her to know my side of things. And basically when Kyle hangs out with her, she downplays absolutely everything about her. And you know what's crazy is Beau's reads it all. Like, she knows Kyle's full of shit. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not the season for Kyle at all. I feel like Kyle is always on the wrong side of things.
Really? I feel like we've always liked her.
I've always been
fair, neutral, or
I've always been Team Kyle. Like, don't get me wrong, I really have. But I do feel like she, when the Fox 5 thing, we were like, ew, like, get out of that. When she was beefing with Denise, we're like, what are you doing? Or like Kathy, her sister, were like, what are you doing? When she went against Lisa, when she befriended Teddy, we're like, why are you doing this? So I don't know. I do feel like she's always, because like right now her crew is Garcelle, Sutton, and it's like, this is too late. We don't like Garcelle and Sutton anymore. So
well, yeah, that was
the season before.
Yeah. And yeah, at Beau's house, I do. First of all, how the hell is Beau's allowing anybody coming into her house after surgery? That was freaking crazy and weird. Like, there's no way you would enter my home when I'm like, and she looked amazing. Like, I would literally look like ass
But if I looked like that, I would allow people in my house.
I know, but like you just had surgery. It's crazy. People are crazy. But what I was gonna say is that
we always go to people's houses when they just had surgery to check on them and like pay our respect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, but like I don't know. People do that still nowadays?
I think so, yeah. They do.
People send a text now and send the DoorDash order. I'm like, here you go.
That's true. I do that quite a bit, yeah.
But yeah, speaking of her little crew now, like Sutton and Garcelle and Dorit, they are like, or not Dorit, Sutton, Garcelle, and Kyle, like they were at Sutton's house and they have the conversation. The crazy thing about this was that Sutton basically calls out Kyle for infidelity because she was trying to. What did you think about that? And why is Kyle acting like she didn't even know what the hell's going on?
What's weird about that is Kyle literally implied that Mauricio cheated. So I don't like that. I don't know. Kyle's like confusing me because you implied it last year. And I think maybe she's implying it because all the rumors of her and Morgan together were out there and she wanted everyone to know, well, what would you do if this was a situation? So she implied it and Sutton's just calling it out. I mean, I do think the editing was kind of funky because they made it like Kyle was going to get mad, but they all like laughed about it after.
Yeah. But like, I'm like, is this why people like Sutton? Because she really does call people out. So it's like funny.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't like her. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I just thought the whole like Bose Kyle thing where she was trying to get her side of things was hilarious.
Yeah, because she literally said that like, oh, we don't confide in each other. She barely confides in me. And Bo's like, girl, I met her with my first conversation. She told me all about her stuff.
She won't shut the hell up. And all we see is flashbacks of Dorit confiding in Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then what Kyle does, which I thought was really fucking gross, is Kyle says, you know what? I could get mad about this. This created rumors of everyone thinking that Dorit was into my husband. And it's like when Dorit hugged Mauricio and Kyle, and I will admit that was really fucking weird. But the fact that Kyle held on to that and it shows like this was something she was annoyed about.
But then why didn't you make that a thing? Like if that or was it a thing? Like, are you really mad? I actually don't think she was mad about or annoyed by it. I think she just
for her to pull it out.
Because she wants to prove a point now.
But there was tons of rumors about it. And so her pointing it out is she was triggered by it. And she might have been annoyed and might have been like, good, I'm glad people are calling out Dorit for being inappropriate with my husband.
Oh, I took it as in like she just needs something to like have on Dorit now and be like, how dare you think that I would do something inappropriate? Like people said you did. So she's like wanting to make something out of nothing there.
No, I think that Kyle genuinely gets annoyed of this. I think if Kyle was on the other side, I think right now, if Dorit was talking to Mauricio, all hell would break loose. And every one of us know this. Kyle would never be okay with it at all. And, it gets to a scene where Sutton wants to throw something for Erica because they all complained that, Erica complained when I was getting a divorce, like you guys didn't do that for me, what you did for Kyle. And they take her to Chuck E. Cheese and it's all funny. And they bring up the text message stuff about her texting PK. And Kyle's like, you know what, you guys? I'm going to read it to you guys because this is so innocent. We just send memes with each other. I'm going to read it to you guys right now so you guys could see what we talk about. And basically in the text, Kyle's like telling PK, anything you and I talk about is between you and I would never share it with anybody else. And I was like, Kyle, what the fuck are you doing right now?
I didn't even think the text was that bad, but it is bad because what she's now made it seem like that, like, how dare you say that I'm not a girl's girl or I wouldn't tell you. Like she's made it, she put herself in this predicament and this problem because if she was just honest right away about like what she said to her and or what she said to him, to Dorit, like Dorit wouldn't even care. She's like, okay, cool. Just don't talk to me anymore.
I thought it was bad simply because she said that all they ever do is send memes and that I thought it was bad because when it all went down, she only texted PK and she didn't text Dorit. So these are the reasons that I thought it was very inappropriate and very bad. And then to go and say, these things are between you and I and boldly read that. I'm sure she her heart probably sank a little bit where she was like, oh, that might sound, because Kyle's like self-aware. I'm sure she's like, oh, that kind of does sound pretty bad. But yeah, that was not okay to me. And next week they're going to end up telling Dorit or they're going to confront her about it and be like, in what universe? Like every single one of them in their confessional was like, oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, she's definitely in the wrong. And they've even told her where they would be upset too. So she's trying to act like, oh my gosh, you guys are too much. You guys are making this into nothing. But from what we watch of Kyle, we know that if it came to Mauricio, she would be a billion times worse. And it would be like a 5-season thing.
I almost feel like she just wants another thing to like actually say to Dorit, this is why I'm not friends with you. And like, she wants to say it's because you're making it seem like I don't have your back and I'm not a girl's girl. Like she just is finding things to like want to really say, okay, I'm done with this friendship.
Well,
now.
she could say that, but it doesn't matter. It's exactly how she's coming across. Like, and Dorit hasn't even said that stuff, Dorit hasn't said that. Kyle has thrown it out to be like, I am this type of girl. Dorit's not telling her you're not this type of girl. She's like, I just want to know what he's saying. So, yeah, I thought that whole thing was pretty interesting. I don't know what's going to happen next week though. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Well, thank you, Shantel. We will find out.
So. You're saying like you haven't seen the previews?
Yeah, I didn't watch the previews.
Well, no, what happens is they all like kind of gang up on Kyle, but then Dorit feels bad, like, because she didn't say anything, and she's like, no, Kyle, and then she like goes after her because because like they're all like getting massages or something, and like she feels bad for her.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm sorry that we were late this week, you guys. We do have to head over to our Patreon because we do have to record 2 episodes by 12 a.m. because we always try to release it by 12 a.m. But we'll totally respect Anthony's decision, Shantel, if he doesn't want to do it on Tuesday, that interview. And the Justin Baldoni stuff. I don't know. I have to find out when Chantel's up for. Shantel, when is your next trip?
I leave Thursday.
Okay.
We have time.
And I just wonder, okay, if this TikTok ban thing is like legitimate.
Yeah, I think it is, you guys.
Yeah, because
someone buys it, it's legitimate. The Supreme Court ruled on it.
Well, did you see the statement from the CEO of TikTok after the Supreme Court ruled on it?
No, what did he say?
Let me read it. It was like Daily Mail posted something, and then I did listen to it, and this is what he did. And I was just like, dude, I mean, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing because we need to get our crap back. I mean, I need to just have more time. And I feel like I waste so much time on the app. You guys, I've learned so much from the app. So it just also breaks my heart because I've learned so much and I want to continue to learn. It's just easy. Like when you YouTube things, you have to go through a 10-minute video. But when you don't YouTube thing, like when you go on TikTok, it's a 30-second video that gets straight to the point. And that's what I want. I just want,
I think TikTok brought like reels and brought shorts and stuff like that. So like you do still have those like shorter videos and everyone was just posting on everything. But I mean, like I did see someone was posting like, listen, like I got rid of my TikTok or something like that. They were saying like for a month and they're like, my life is significantly improved. And I was like, you guys really all need to know TikTok here.
I love it so much. It's my happy space. So it says TikTok CEO Shuzai Chu has thanked President-elect Trump for his efforts to keep the app alive despite the Supreme Court upholding the potential ban of TikTok on Friday. TikTok is set to be banned in the U.S. within the next 48 hours starting Sunday. And then it says visit dailymail.com. And then basically it's literally of him and he's sharp looking, the CEO, and he's doing what it just said in the caption. And he like talks about freedom of speech and that's why like TikTok was created so that there wasn't any like bias to any of it. And I don't know. I'm just gonna miss it, you guys. I don't know. Is anyone else with me here? Because I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, a lot of people are sad, but I think you guys will be okay.
Whatever, Shantel, whatever. But join us on Patreon if you haven't. We are about to do some episodes over there, and we will be back to our regular to next week because Chantel's actually leaving Thursday, so that works out perfect. We'll be recording everything beforehand. But thank you guys so much for listening, and we're so sorry, and thank you for being patient with us. And Shantel, I did post that you were in Puerto Rico, and a lot of people were like, Shantel deserves it, so that's great.
Thank you guys. It really did feel like finally a vacation that I actually came back feeling relaxed from. Like it was so nice.
Okay. All right. Have a great
jealous.
Yeah. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.
Are you looking for a partner that truly gets digital? At RHOBH Marketing, we were born digital. It's not just what we do, it's who we are. From cutting-edge AI solutions to innovative advertising strategies, we lead our clients into the future with technologies that deliver real, measurable results. With over 15 years of lasting partnerships, we're proud to help businesses achieve their goals and maximize ROI every step of the way. If you're ready to take your marketing to the next level, visit heartfelt.marketing.com today. RHOBH Marketing, where digital meets results.